What's happening, YouTube? How is everyone? I hope good. I am here just with a kind of a little follow-up on a video that I made when I first started doing this, and it's regarding the situation with my husband and all that stuff. If you haven't watched that video, about 7 years ago, my daughter and I lost my husband at the time. It was her stepdad, supposedly to suicide. And instantly I knew something wasn't right in the situation. Well, it wasn't. It took me many years to figure out that he actually had faked his death, which seems crazy as shit, but it's true. And I've been trying to get somebody to listen to me and, and so on, to, have it come out in the open is really what I really want mostly from it, is for people to know the truth, which I know everybody already does, but people are too, I guess, afraid to admit it. I don't know. But I just want my name cleared. Because what he did is he drugged me and my name and made me look like I was this horrible person. I was this abusive wife and just all this stuff that I really wasn't. There is a lot more to my story, and it's way, there's a lot to all of this, but I just wanted to give an update on it, that I always check on the internet to see if that certain person had been arrested, or if they're, I like to watch their movement, because when you move, it shows, where you move to, your phone numbers and all that good stuff. So I've been keeping track of that for like 7 years, but the other day I looked it up, and sure enough, he had been arrested. And I'm not going to say what he was arrested. Well, no, I'm not going to say what he was arrested for. That doesn't really, honestly, that doesn't matter to me. But he had just gotten out of prison. And I was telling people before that was him. And everybody's like, oh, no, there's another one that, they just happen to have the same exact name, first name, middle name, last name. They're the same height. They weigh the same. They have the same color hair. They wear their facial hair the same. Their eyebrow goes up, up like this in one corner, and they're, it just so happens. Yeah, he did have some plastic surgery done. Not much. You can obviously know, and when you look at him, everybody knows it's him. But for some reason, no one else will speak out about it. But, I've been on this journey by myself the whole entire time. I thought I had my family backing me up, but that is a fucking joke. Honestly, down to, from my mom to my stepdad to my brothers, my sisters, my dad, and my daughter. I hate to say that, but I found out some information about her also, but that's a whole nother ball game there. I'm not even gonna go there. But anyways, so he is looking at 20 years in prison. I wrote him a letter, and I found it kind of comical because it was opened, and I don't know if he read it or if it was just the guards or whomever go through the mail, but he had it sent back to me. And who would have done this? He had it sent back to me because he didn't know who I was. So I found that pretty funny, because it's obvious that it's him. Everything about him is him. And if people think that they can fool me and manipulate me and lie to me anymore, they're nuts. Because every time somebody lies to me, I already know the truth. I tease everybody because, I'll say something and somebody will be like, oh my God, oh me? I didn't do that. No way. Oh, I'm not like that. And I'm looking at them like, you would think I was psychic or something, because I know you're a fucking liar. Because I seen you coming, miles and miles and miles back there before you even got here, and I knew what you're going to come here for, and you're still trying to lie to me to my face. My daughter does the same thing to me. I'll say, well, this is what, I know. She gets all defensive and screaming and yelling and, hit me with her hat and, throwing a fit and throwing shit, and I'm just sitting there like, Well, if that doesn't say it all, then what does? Anybody that acts like that, if you're not guilty, then you sit down and you're like, why do you think that, she's done it all, from that to punching holes in the walls and everything else. And and it's really unfortunate, because I adore everybody in my family. I love every one of them, even as much as they've done to me and how wrong they've wronged me. I still love each and every one of them, and I would do anything for them. But there's something just I don't know. It's a good thing I'm empathetic, and I think that my family's always kind of played on that because they always knew that they could do whatever they wanted, and I would get over it and I'd forgive. But this time I have forgave them, but I don't want anything to do with them besides my daughter. That's a whole nother, story there. That's a lot of work that's going to have to be made. We need to go to counseling and whatever else. She has still yet to admit it to me, but I think she's too afraid to admit it to me, and so it's pretty heartbreaking. But a lot of brainwashing has been, has occurred in my situation. A lot of people have been, following a certain type of leader and stuff like that, if you get what I mean. And it's just time for it all to be done, because I know I want my life back. I don't know if I'll ever fully have it back, because I don't think if I stay living in the United States, I'll never be left alone, because there's just this group of people. They're all over, and they have, they just have contacts everywhere. So I experienced that when I moved to Wisconsin, and I ended up in all this trouble. And I should have been in trouble for one thing that I was doing, but they hammered me for all this other shit I didn't do, and it was ridiculous. I mean, I spent a lot of time in jail. It really, they have even the charges that I pled guilty to, and the charge, what I was supposed to be given aren't even what were supposed to be given to me. I was supposed to get misdemeanors for them, and they gave me felonies. And I'm like, I just seen that the other day when I was looking at I was doing a background check on myself, and sure enough, and I couldn't figure out why they had me on this felony hire website and all this shit. I'm like, what are they doing? I'm not a felon. I've never received anything that said I was a felon, and they have me down as a felon. So I guess I'll have to go to court and fight all that shit too. But I'm a single mom. I do the best I can financially. I'm far from rich, and so. And I know that these people know that, and they definitely play on that too. I didn't get my inheritance from my mother that I was supposed to get. My stepdad just kept all that. He needed more money, I guess, and I didn't need shit. And, he said that my mom didn't leave me anything, and I guess because she didn't love me. I don't know. My mom and I were really close up until the end, but we were still close. And my mom would have never done that to me. She would have made sure I was taken care of before anyone else, and because of my daughter, and then of course because of everything that was done to us from my last marriage and even the marriage before that. But people get away with so much anymore, and especially when they're tied into the authorities that in the towns that we live in, and money talks, and us middle class people that don't have the money to go fight them just get fucked every time. And this is so, not only did they screw me out of a property when I was a kid that my grandfather left me that is worth a lot of money, it's railroad property, they screwed me out of that, and then they go on to screw me out of me getting child support because they helped my daughter's dad do whatever he did. And then my husband Mark, he proceeds to take my home. My business went under. They cleaned out all my bank accounts, every one of them, even my daughter's college fund account. They took vehicles from me. They left us standing. I was standing in the road with this big moving truck and I was homeless. I mean, they took everything. Then they sued me on top of all that and won. They sued me for $180,000 and won, and for pain and suffering that I caused for a man that isn't even dead, that literally it was for them to claim life insurance on the deceased person. And so they got all that money, and you drive by their house, his dad's house, and there was a brand new fucking car in their driveway every fucking week, and I'm not kidding. And here I was still driving my same car that was falling apart, that needed new tires, and nobody cared. Not one person has ever cared about me. Not one person, not one friend, which I don't even have friends anymore, because everybody has dumped, they just dropped me because either they're involved or they're just too afraid to associate with me, so I have no friends. I have my family. I have no family now, especially now that my mom's gone. Not one friend, though, has came over or called me on the phone and been like, is there anything I can do for you? Is there any way I can help you? No one. And me, the type of person I am, most people contact me because they know I'll help them. But I would have already been, if it was one of my friends, no matter if I was a good friend or, you know, an acquaintance, I would have been the first one calling and been like, you know, what can I do to help you? Is there something, you know, do you need money? Do you need some food? Do you guys, what do you need? Nothing. Fucking nothing. And so it just showed me how people really are. I mean, I really had to learn the real hard way how people are and how selfish and just how they just don't care. Or they're too afraid to get involved because it might affect their life. Who gives a fuck? You're watching a mom, a single mom and her child going through all this, and where is everybody that was supposedly my friend? They were nowhere to be found. Nowhere. And my family. My brother never called me. My sister did help a little bit. I will say that. We don't talk anymore, of course. But my other brother, nada, nothing. My dad, nothing. My mom, a little bit, kind of. She liked seeing it because she always had this jealousy of me because I was successful and whatever else she was. I don't understand jealousy. I will never understand jealousy, especially when it comes to a mother and a daughter or anybody in your family or anyone close to you. So I didn't get much help there either. I mean, my daughter and I were up in Wisconsin living, didn't know a soul. I was so depressed. Oh my God, I was so depressed. I had just lost everything. And my husband, I thought he had hung himself in our garage. And that would have been two husbands that did it. So I should have known then, but I didn't. I didn't even understand that people could be so fucking evil and so just disgusting of people. But I mean, I was just brokenhearted. I literally was brokenhearted. And as I'm posting shit on Facebook about how much I miss my husband and oh my God, my heart's so broke, all these people knew he was alive because he was still living in the same town. But do you think one fucking person told me? Nope. Nope. Not one person could tell me. Not one person had enough balls to tell me. Even if they would have told me, I would have never told anybody who told me. No one. Not one person, not even my own family. I found out because I'm psychic, so God himself and my angels and my guides showed me, like I had to watch it for years from the very beginning of this, what they did, till now. And I still watch it because they're still doing shit. I had to see everything that they did to me and everything that they've done to other people and the corruption and the illegal shit. And there's like people killing people and burying them. And, you know, there's just a lot of stuff. I could see why people are afraid, but I could never, ever, ever leave anybody that I knew, even as an acquaintance, just not knowing what the hell's going on. And I know, especially when she's a single mom and she has a daughter, they're struggling. Everybody knew what the hell was going on, what was being done to me. And no, we just didn't tell them. Well, thank God that I'm so connected to the divine because I didn't need anybody after that. And I still don't need anybody. And people are like, you need to drop this. You need to move on. Well, those people that are saying that, that's fine that they say that to me. And I agree. I want to move on. I want a new life. I want my life. I want a life for the very first time because I've never had one because of all of this. But I'm not going to just walk away. And it has nothing to do about money. Has nothing to do with anything material. I don't give a shit about that stuff. I live the way I live. I don't need $1 million in my bank account. I'm sorry, I don't. But what I do need is the truth. I want somebody to look me in my eye, one person, and admit to me what was done to me. That's all I ask. I don't even care if it goes to court. I don't give a shit. I want one person to say, Sonny, you are right. Because everybody's like, they try to manipulate me. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I didn't know your husband died. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I had one of my cousins said that the other day. I'm all talking about him. And he goes, well, who's that? And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Who's that? Who do you think it is? I'm like, what in the hell? And I'm like, don't play me for a dummy because I'm a hell of a lot smarter than anybody ever thought I was. I'm a very intelligent person. They just don't know me at all. But yeah, yep, just one person to look me, or, you know, one person to say, you know what, I'm sorry that we did that to you, or I'm sorry that happened to you. You know, I don't want anything. I'm not going to go out sue happy. I'm not going to do nothing. I just want one person to actually admit to me that they did this and that they destroyed my life because they were fucking selfish and greedy. And that's all I want. All I want. And, oh wait, I do want one more thing. I want my stepdad to admit that he's a fucking liar, that he took all the money that my mom left and kept it like he did his own parents' money when he was executor or whatever the hell that is. Not executor. Well, I don't know. I'm all upset now, but and I want him to look me in the eye and tell me that my mom didn't hate me. That's it. That's all I care about. Because my mom didn't hate me. My mom loved me very much. Even if I wasn't her kid, which people don't know I know. I do know. I know I'm very aware that that wasn't my real mother. So the people that are watching this that know my story, that, yeah, are you floored? I know. I mean, I knew that a long time ago. You can look at me and look at my family. I look nothing like them. And I'm nothing like them. And that's probably why I got the shit into the deal. But I still love my mother no matter what she's done to me. No matter, how mean she was or, how awful or whatever she's done. I don't care. I still love my mom. I will till the day I die. I respect her very much. And that's how it is. And that's the kind of person I am. I have forgiven. No, I can't say I've forgiven everybody. I've tried to forgive everybody. If it would stop and they would leave me alone and let me live my life, I would be able to forgive people and move on. But what a lot of people don't know is they still harass me. They still break into my house. They still come move my furniture so I know that they have been in my house. They still put cameras in my house. They put microphones in my house. You name it, they've done it to me. And I've done this all by myself. Nobody wants to date me because either they think I'm crazy, which I don't think anybody thinks I'm crazy anymore, or they're afraid of what people might think because they are dating me. Well, my response to that is, oh, well, it's your loss because I'm a great person. I know who I am. I know what kind of relationships I have been in, which were abusive, not on my part, but I know that I was a great wife, and now that I have gone through this and have matured, and I'm a completely different, I'm a different person. I can't even imagine me as a wife now. I'd probably be like June Cleaver, I'm sure. No, I doubt it, but I don't care. I feel like that people that don't want to be my friend, they want to use me. I see that coming miles away. I know what's going to happen. Men, they don't think I know. I know. So it's kind of a joke to me. I'm waiting because there is one man that's going to come in and sweep me off my feet, and he will love every inch and every aspect and every personality, all my personality, all of it, because I have a big personality, and I am really, well, you guys know how I am. I'm just really blunt, and I say it how it is, and I'm not going to let anybody, take my power or control me or whatever else, and I don't want to control anybody else, and, I just know that there's this one person that is who I need them to be, and I'm who they need me to be. And until then, I'll be alone. And if I'm alone the rest of this lifetime, I always have next lifetime to be with somebody. So that's the way I look at it. Anyways, let me quit blabbing my mouth, because I know I am. But I just wanted to update those who have, talked to me about my situation, that have given me the, nurture, like you've nurtured me, I guess. I don't even know how to even put that. The thing is I've never been nurtured in my life. I've never had anybody really take care of me. I'm so independent, and people find that not attractive. They find it attractive, but then they don't, because I'm so independent that they're afraid that I don't need them. But I've never been able to count on anybody. I've always done it on my own since I was a kid, and I'm 44 years old. So for 44 years, I've been doing things on my own, and that's no joke. I didn't have a mom that came home and brushed my hair and, read me books and stuff. No, not at all. Not at all. I was that kind of mom to my daughter. I would read to her every night. I was there. I'd give her baths and brush her hair, and I'd always take her to the park, and we're always bike riding and stuff like that. And I have been made out to be a horrible mom, that I'm just this terrible mom, and that I don't deserve to have my kid and whatever else. I'm to the point now that I don't give a fuck. If my daughter wants to leave, she's more than happy. I'm more than happy to let her go. I'm over people's shit. I'm over people manipulating me and making me look bad and trying to tell me I'm a bad person when I'm not, and I know I'm not. I'm just over it. So, like my daughter, she gets an attitude with me, and I know she does it because they tell her to do it, and to give me a hard time. And they do know I do have a pretty bad temper. I mean, you can push me, and there's only so far you can push me before I will just freak out. I mean, I will explode. But I've gotten a lot better about it, and I'm working on it again because that's what they're trying to do to me again. But I'm to the point where I don't care. What I care about is myself. I care about loving myself, respecting myself, to not allow these people to do this to me anymore, because I've never done anything to deserve it, ever. I've been nothing but good to my family, nothing. I mean, I would have dropped anything and everything to be there for my family. No one's ever done that for me in my entire life. I've done that for friends, I've done it for strangers, and no one has ever in my entire life done that for me. So the person that will come into my life will, I still need my, my freedom, and not really freedom, but my independence, because I am so independent. But, I want somebody that's going to understand that about me, and then also nurture me and love on me and baby me, because I've never had that. I don't even think I even know what it is to feel like somebody to love me. I don't even think I've ever been loved like that before. So it's going to take a pretty special person to do that, I have to say. And it's not that I don't have offers from men, but they're not what I'm looking for. And most of them, they're not good. They're already with somebody. They just want to sleep with you and then move on, or have you on the side, or whatever their deal is. And I'm not anyone's side bitch whatsoever. I'm like, no way. For one thing, I don't agree with people cheating on their spouses or, girlfriends or boyfriends. I think that's ridiculous. If you're not happy and you want to be with somebody else, then you just tell that person and you move the fuck on. You don't break it like 3 hearts or 4 or 5 or how many other people that you're sleeping with. To me, somebody that does that is so insecure with themselves that's why they do it. They have to have all this attention from whomever. It doesn't matter. It could be the ugliest person in the room, and if they give them attention, they're at that. So I have enough respect for myself that I don't need to do that. So anyways, I am done talking. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't and you've seen this video, this is kind of a harsh video, but it's a sensitive area in my life, so it makes me like really pissed off and kind of edgy. And if you don't know my story, if you go back, like when I first started, you'll see them and you can watch them and you'll kind of know a little bit more. Okay, much love, much peace, many kisses, and happiness.